Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another fantastical week of Olympus Rises, where I, your host, Jordan, aka Mankey Games of the Internet, take you on a wonderful journey through the Olympus sector of the Milky Way galaxy. Or whatever galaxy you might want to put it in. I've never actually specified that. Whatever galaxy you wish it to be in. With the help of my wonderful party. And, speaking of them, why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it. See how they've been doing. See what's going on with them. And wish them well on their journey today. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I said hello. I said hello. Oh, okay, there we all are. How is everyone doing today?
I'm fine, I suppose.
Matt, tell us about it. What is the supposed
I think
meaning of that?
I think Will is trying to communicate because I see his thing blinking.
I think he's just making a lot of noise.
Sorry,
He doesn't have push to
just
talk.
background noise. It's fine.
Oh. I just wanted to hear what you had to say, Will. That's all.
No, I love you too, Matt.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, I need my weekly fix. No, I'm fine. I got this weekend's been a little crazy, but
Just lab work,
just
being busy.
work stuff. Yeah, I had to go in. I like literally just got back to my apartment now, which is actually pretty common. But yeah, just got to give a talk tomorrow, and I've been working on that and bouncing back and forth between there. But I have tickets to go home and actually take a couple of days off, which is awesome.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, so now begins the 3-week wait period where I freak out about flying up until I have to do it. But could be worse.
Do you not enjoy flying?
Oh, I hate flying. I hate I know statistically it's completely unfounded, and driving. So I've made the drive home previously, and that was 20 hours in a 99 Jeep Cherokee without cruise control, sleep deprived. And I know 100% that was way riskier than any flight I could possibly get on. However, it's one of those things where if you don't have it's the illusion of control, right? So you get on the plane and then it's out of your hands, and even if driving under non-ideal circumstances is orders of magnitude more likely to get you harmed, it just doesn't even matter.
As a man of science, that surprises me about you. But you know what? To each their own.
What do you mean? Of science?
Statistically, literally the safest way to travel is flying.
Yeah. No, it's and I mean that's what I said is I recognize that, but psychologically I can't, it has nothing to do about whether or not I understand what the relative risks are. There's nothing to do with that. Yeah, it's completely psychological.
Fantastic. Well,
anyway,
I wish you luck upon your journey.
I'll be fine. You might want to open up a posting on Roll20 though.
Yeah, perhaps I will.
Just preemptively, because it can take time to find a good player.
Here's the deal. Now that I know this about you, my other players know that they should never tell me the things that they dislike. Apparently, I have not initiated you yet, Matt. I'm going to find many and all ways to figure out how to play upon this fear that you possess.
No, you can't. Traveling. It's completely. I promise you would be wasting your effort, because it's a totally in the moment thing. It's not it's not like a phobia per se, like envisioning it, like if you put us in a situation in game and tried to play on that, it would have zero effect, because I have, unless you are just ending the arc and taking a mulligan on all these characters, we have some control theoretically over what's happening, right?
Yeah.
If it's not like a rocks fall TPK situation that you're going for, then
Very, very, very influential person once said it's all about anxiety management.
yeah. Who was that? I'm not familiar with that quote.
And I very regularly like to use outside influencers to affect the way you are in general feeling in a game. I'm going to discover what the game before this flight is, and or after this flight, although it's usually probably better once you've finally gotten after the flight. To influencing. We'll see how it works. But regardless, I wish you luck. Vacations are always fun. Perhaps we'll have the couch co-op.
Yes, I suspect that's the only way you're gonna get a game out of those 2 sessions, is if we do that.
It's okay. I've learned Megan has 2 computer monitors now, so it should be fine. You could literally just each log in and have one on each screen.
I'll have my laptop anyway.
Oh, there you go.
Regardless.
There you go. Speaking of, Megan, hi, hello.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing today?
I was doing okay up until about an hour ago when I got a really bad headache, so I will do my best today.
Go eat some ice cream.
I finished it yesterday.
You finished all of the ice cream yesterday?
Why?
Why is that
Why are
surprising?
you surprised by this statement?
Well, typically when people
Thank you,
finish
Will.
things, they are to replenish them.
Yeah, but I didn't go to the store today, so.
But that takes effort.
And someone's on vacation for 2 months, so effort is in short supply.
It's true.
Well, what have you been doing today, Couch Potato?
I actually was being really productive and cleaning and doing laundry and stuff that I've been neglecting to do because of Final Fantasy. And like I said, apparently all that physical activity gave me a headache.
Well, this is why we don't do physical activity. This is why we play Final Fantasy, so that we don't receive headaches.
I know, right? God, what was I thinking?
Fantastic. Anything of note for the remainder of the week?
No, not really.
Okay, good. I can't wait for more classroom stories whenever you go back to work.
I know. Apparently my group coming up is a doozy, so I'm sure I'll have plenty.
Where did you receive this insider information?
The 5th grade team of teachers.
Oh, yeah?
They talk. They warn one another.
We trust us. We have lunch together. Stories are told.
So you have a doozy coming up. What would, explain to us and the rest of the class what that exactly means?
Well, without getting into too many specifics, we do have a new student who is coming to our district who has been expelled from the last 2 schools that they were at, for various reasons. So that's a thing. And then we also have a few students who have some serious mental disturbances, I'll put it, that require some very important services. So, and because for whatever reason my principal either loves or hates me, I always get all of them. So there you go. Should be fun times. So you have plenty of stories for me, I am sure.
Fantastic. Also, mental disturbances is going in my list of things to use eventually.
It's like the diplomatic way of saying something much worse.
Yeah, totally. Will, hi, hello.
Hello.
Has there been no arrow roulette yet? Are we still arrow roulette less?
No. Hopefully that's next week. So if you don't hear from me at all next week, then assume I got very unlucky in my arrow roulette.
Assume you lost arrow roulette. Check.
Yes.
Okay, this is good. This is good information. See,
Wait, arrow?
yes,
Like archery?
arrow,
Yes.
like ARROW.
I'm because why not? I signed up for archery classes.
Yeah. I still wasn't certain if you were serious about that.
No, 100%
But I'm
serious.
glad.
Well,
I'm
see, you
glad
have
to have-
you do realize you have to tell the story, right, Will? Because he wasn't here for the
Yes.
story.
So I was planned to do archery like early this week on Tuesday. But as soon as I went out, I ride a scooter, by the way, which caused a lot of amusement to Jordan. So as soon as I got on my scooter and went off, the heavens just opened. And so I was just getting completely drenched as I was riding my way to where the archery was going on. Not only do I get there and they're like, "Oh, you're here for the archery?" Yeah, obviously because of the rain, we're not doing that. So me, drenched head to toe, just had to go, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll just get back on my bike and already wet, go home to get even more wet." So that was fun.
Poor Will. So sad.
Yes, hopefully next week it's definitely starting, and then I can regale you.
That's.
with
I'm
archery
just
stuff.
wondering what sort of pansy archers these are that are afraid of a little water. Like maybe you need to find a tougher group of archers to learn from.
Clearly, they were not weeded out. The weeks were not cold in that group of archers.
Bunch of
Obviously.
Nancys. Like you're there, you're ready to go, and they're like, no, it's raining.
No, I mean, this was a literal heavens open kind of the kind of rain that soaks you to the bone, like immediately. Which, yeah, it's
And-
the fine rain that soaks you through.
And obviously, for an
God,
extended,
none of you
Yeah.
get that reference
And
either,
do you-
because you're all goddamn Americans. And,
Do you not want to do you not want to learn how to defend yourself in the rain, or because what are you gonna do if it's not a bright sunshiny
Yeah.
day
is
like
the
an intruder comes
and you're
in
like,
and it's like,
shit, I wasn't
God.
prepared for this.
well?
I know,
My
it's-
question is, like, so when you're on the field of battle that you will eventually be on, obviously, because you're not only a prince but also living in some alternate time universe where archery is a useful skill to possess.
oh, it is, of course, yeah.
When
Don't
you're
you know about the weekly battles we have where we just go to town on each other?
again alternate universe that you are apparently communicating from, and we need to talk about
Yeah,
that
we
because
don't really have democracy. You know, it's like the Labour Party and the Lib Dems. We all just have these battle royales, and that's how we decide who's our next prime minister.
listen, there are some things we need to discuss because there are some alternate realities I would like to visit, and clearly you are actually the next Doctor Who and not Whitaker. What's her first name?
Oh,
Jodie?
God damn it. That's supposed to be a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a secret.
Figured it out. Clearly you're
See,
the real
that's-
Doctor Who.
That's not fair, though. You can't be a prince and a Time Lord. That's like
I mean,
cheating.
How would...
But I
well,
mean,
I never wanted to be a prince, but
What?
you know, I kept on
You know
coming
what,
here,
Will?
and they're like,
What?
you know, you save us all the time, so we may as well give you a royal
know,
title.
well, what do you assume the Queen is? She's obviously a Time Lord.
That I don't disagree with.
Hence why she's going to outlive our first prince.
Yeah.
So
one.
amazing.
God.
I can't wait. It's going to be incredible. I'm not even British, and I'm gonna love it. Can you imagine living your entire life like that? It'd be pretty crazy. Anyway, I was really just trying to stall for time for Devin.
We could do like
who
extra
was-
long goals.
Who, by the way, was the one that requested we end exactly on time this week, so I'll be yelling at him later.
Yeah.
For me personally, it has been a lot of... Go ahead, Will. You have something else?
I know I was for stalling for time. We've obviously got a new game in the works. Hopefully, if we actually get round to doing it.
Yeah, about that.
Which I'm super duper excited about. So if that falls apart, I'm gonna be really upset.
If that falls apart, apparently I'm going to be required to run it or lose Megan forever.
You say that like it's a joke.
Yeah.
But
maybe
I
listen.
must be this character.
Listen.
So...
Here's what we really need to do. I think it's Will's turn, because Will already knows. Listen, Will already knows like the whole setup. He can describe locations way better than we can. He's literally lived in the locations that would be representative of the city.
The background knowledge
Yeah.
that we do not possess as
And
American.
he also knows the difference between all of like the different accents and stuff. So it would be way easier for him to emulate like where somebody comes from in a city.
It's true, but then
Dennis.
Jordan, that just means it's you and I as players.
It's fine.
See,
Hey, I want to. I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with accents is that you often need a phrase to really get you in the mindset of like that accent. Like Liverpudlian is
What?
Liverpudlian.
You heard him.
People from Liverpool.
Okay.
See, this is why you're
Have you
perfect,
never
though.
heard the term Liverpudlian?
No, I actually don't believe it exists. Again, alternate universe, but continue.
Oh God, I feel I have to start from the base scratch level for you guys.
You might have to build this one foundation up.
Maybe
I may as well finish my story. But for Liverpudlians, the phrase to get into that accent is, want some fried chicken and a can of Coke. Like this really kind of in the back of the
they're basically
throat.
the south of Britain.
No, Midlands.
But I mean like
West Coast. But yeah.
Culturally speaking. I
culturally
think he
speaking.
means.
Yes.
Not
I
actual
mean,
location.
you're speaking to a Northern England boy.
So that's like-
the South is a lot more south than what other people would say the South is.
So when we gotta get the car in the yard, or from
Oh
Boston.
God, that hurts me. That hurts me so much as someone from Massachusetts.
That's kind of what you're talking about, right? When there's specific phrases.
I mean, I want to say yes, but that attempt was just so bad. I have to say no.
I mean,
Oh,
that's how it works, though.
Shots fired.
All right, well, you're officially running that game now because you apparently are the end-all, be-all at doing the accents.
Oh God, you should know I'm horrible at accents.
Good.
But see, you already possess an accent that other people try to emulate, so
True.
it's almost not fair. Like
British is really hard for me, actually. Like, proper English accent is really hard for me. I always slip into either Irish or Scottish when I'm doing it, 100% of the time.
Good day, sir. How are you doing this fine evening?
Or Australian. One of those three becomes the British accent for me. Or South African also falls in there.
I'm pretty sure one of the quote-unquote phrases to get into the Australian accent contains the word "see you next Tuesday." So
I love Australians. Cody, as Jordan knows, is my favorite Australian that exists.
Cody, yes.
And I just I want to be friends with all those people. They're so amazing.
Even Weddy, because Weddy's a little weird, man.
Oh my god, he's super weird, but he's super awesome.
Oh, but when he gets angry, it's just.
Oh my god, what was I watching the three of them do? They were doing a race of
Yeah, they were doing races,
what's
right?
that game?
Mm.
Oh, it was Shovel Knight. Holy crap.
Explicit
The string of expletives
Listen.
I've never heard before. I don't even know what they mean.
Here's
that
the
were coming out of his mouth.
Here's the explicit warning. All right, YouTube, you ready? Here's the explicit warning. I'm giving it now. It's the cunt force races, by the way.
Yeah, they're the cunt force, which is amazing, by the way, that they get away with like what they get away with.
It means friend in Australian.
But it's just funny because like the shit that they I mean, I guess there's no censorship on Twitch whatsoever in that regard, but
as long as you check that little box, you can say whatever you want, basically.
It's true. Very true.
Have you checked that box, by the way?
Always. It's been checked since before I started streaming.
Okay.
And will remain checked forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, I think I meet your swear quotient by myself. So
who the fuck do you think I am? Co-Carnage?
Right?
Good lord.
God. Makes me wanna gag.
We don't use fluff on this channel. We say fuck properly.
Or fudge.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, anyway, my week has been mostly Final Fantasy as well. But also I had session 0 of Orders on Thursday, which is pretty fun. I got some interesting characters for that. Should be good.
Yay.
Some oddballs and some classic tropes all kind of mixed in together. It'll be interesting to see them all in action. Got a premise for the first little adventure arc, and then after that I assume hopefully we will be able to just kind of take it away and go from there. And then yeah, Final Fantasy. I'm 3 levels away from having to purchase the game, so which I think is certainly going to happen based on the fact that I've been enjoying my time so much. There are certainly things that I wish the game did, but there are also things that I love about the game. Like, goddamn invisible walls. Like, I guess I understand not wanting the character to feel like they died, but you're in an MMO, like, you have to expect like you're going to die. It's not like death is a foreign concept in Final Fantasy. So let me jump off the goddamn cliff face if I want to. And just like kill me and spawn me back at my spawn. Like, I don't understand what is so hard about that. Like, because it's not even that it is absorbing. In fact, I would actually say this. I would make this statement. It is probably costing them more resources to have as many invisible walls as they have, rather than just make the walls where the actual fucking walls of the world are. It probably costs them more resources to have that many invisible walls up at one time. Just saying. That's my statement. Invisible walls.
So you're mad that you can't accidentally kill yourself.
Well, so like here's a perfect example. So there's one of the zones where there's a cliff face that's much higher than a second cliff face, and there's a little like tree bridge that goes down. You're supposed to run along the tree bridge. If you walked off of the upper cliff face, you would land on the lower cliff face. That's how close together they are. But because there's just a tiny little gap, invisible wall. Can't go that way. Because there is the potential you might die. If you go on the tree log, you can't accidentally run off. It's just a wall. It's an invisible wall. It does not allow you to run off.
Man, I don't know why you're not just playing Guild Wars. Because, like, the stupid platforming stuff they had you do in that game made me want to pull my hair out.
I understand it
Like
in certain
it's
things,
the
though.
polar opposite where they knew it was shitty and they're like, let's see who will do this. Like, let's see who will bother doing all of this platforming
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't.
game where it's not really suited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like that, and like just the little polish thing. Like the game is so polished in almost every other aspect of it. Just fucking music is just the best music I've heard in probably any video game ever. The beauty in the landscapes, the beauty in like the little things, like the way your character moves, like when it runs, is just gorgeous and beautiful. And then there's things like that where I'm like, people, like, can we spend resources on things that, like, if you're gonna be so hyper realistic in this aspect of things, why can't we like take away the fact that earrings bounce on my fucking ears with physics, and make me have the ability to jump this gap on my chocobo? Why? The things like the polished things, like if there are more people in an area, you hear crowd sounds and they get progressively louder the more people that are in that area. Like
What?
that
Do you
kind
really
of
think
polish
that's
is ridiculous.
do you really think that that's like a matter of resources? Because that to me just seems like they decided to do it that way and it was a conscious decision.
Oh, no,
Like I don't think
I absolutely think it is a conscious decision, but what I'm saying is, if it's a conscious decision to put everything in a box, all of these beautiful things in a box, why? Why was that the decision that was made? Why can't you just open up the box a little bit? But mostly with this polish argument, I'm going down the line of, if you are riding on a mount, you cannot use any of your abilities at all. You have to either physically click the mount dismount button or right click on the buff you have on you to dismount your mount. So for example, when and also when you get attacked, you don't get dismounted, which that's kind of a upper lower thing, whatever. I totally get it, but and I'm saying this because obviously this was another conscious decision, but it's a quality of life thing. I am used to, and I will admit from other MMOs, if I'm on a mount, I run up, I hit an ability, and it uses my ability, and I just immediately dismount and use that ability. And I think that's how it is in like literally every game, except for Final Fantasy, where you have to physically click on the dismount button to dismount your chocobo. And it
Ultima, you didn't have to get off. In fact, you could. So, example, not relevant. Anecdote. I had it at one point. You could get like mounts in that game that were like pretty capable of fighting on their own. So at one point I had it set up so that I had a macro and it was set up to hop off, tell it to attack, and then immediately begin attacking on foot whoever I was going after.
Right.
That's the sort of flexibility, I guess, sweeping statement, that sort of flexibility to like play how you feel like playing is what I miss in most current games.
Like you could absolutely do a similar thing in this game. You could macro the dismount with your ability and your attack, but the problem is the mount dismount command is the same command. So it's not like I could just put at the front of all of my macros /dismount or whatever, /AC in quotations mount dismount, because it would try and mount me every single time as well. You know what I mean? So in other games, how I've seen it done is, instead of having a mount dismount button, you have just the mount that is an ability. Like, the mount becomes an ability, and it is a separate ability that has nothing to do with any other ability or any other mount that you possess. It's just use this item or this ability which summons this mount for you to ride on. But in this game, no, it's a specific like command that says mount dismount, and if I'm running and I use my little strike thing, it just grayed out. I can't use it, so I can walk right up on an enemy who, by the way, will start attacking me. I won't dismount until I click the mount dismount button or right click the buff on my bar, and then I can use all of my stuff. And granted, I know I'm coming from other games, but why? Why is that a like, why was that a decision that was made? Why is this so hard to do?
It should at least be like, because I could understand the argument for like, oh, well, you know, they're trying to be nice and let you go about your day. If some like level 1, you know, shitbird wings you, you don't want to have to spend, you know, go through the whole, okay, I gotta get back on my
Right.
horse and then do the whole song and dance there. So
Right.
like I can see that, but why would you not just have an option to say, you know, when I take damage, dismount automatically?
Right.
Just a little checkbox in the options screen.
Yeah, or just like when I activate an ability, automatically dismount. That's what I want. I want a checkbox that says when I activate an ability, dismount. That's it. That's all I want. Because that would make it so that I can still remain on my mount when things are shooting at me and I'm trying to run through them quickly. But if I turn and want to fight something, I don't have to click on a button to then fight it. Like, I don't have to initiate combat by dismounting. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be a smooth transition into I leap off my mount and start hacking things. And that's not currently how it is. But anyway, hello, Devin. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you could be here.
Yeah, I apologize for being late.
Oh my
Moving
God,
is
you're
awesome.
so loud.
And
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah, you're very loud. You were at 30% and like really blowing my eardrums out.
I apologize.
You were at 5.
I've got him at
fairly
34%.
quickly. You were at 5 fairly quickly after that.
Okay. Yeah, right now I have the computer plugged into the TV to operate because I don't have a place to put the monitor at the moment, so
That's fine. You're at 19 now, and that seems good.
You're
okay.
fine. We have adjusted you appropriately.
Yes, you've been adjusted appropriately.
Good. Well, I wish I would have known this lad before because that'd have been fun, but no.
This happened last week, don't worry.
Excellent, fantastic. So now that Devin's here, hope your week was great. Awesome. Let's talk about goals. Did anyone complete any of their goals?
I don't think so.
I did.
I bet Meg did.
I did.
Meg wins.
And I also leveled last time, but I can't remember how much you need to grow up in things. But
So,
I think that I actually need to save to get a higher level than what I.
so you're
actually-
currently level 6, right?
Yeah, I just got level 6.
Cool. So at level 6
Roll
is
health.
where the next tier opens up for you, where you can get level 3 in skills now.
Right, which is what was my
Right.
plan.
But it requires
Somebody to teach you.
somebody to teach you, or like resources to invest into teaching. You know, like for example, like somebody may not be able to teach you culture spacer or gambling. So in that, it would cost monetary resources to, and then time, obviously. It still takes time to do it, to figure out how to do those things. But a way you can avoid like the monetary aspect of things is finding someone who's willing to teach you for free or for a favor or whatever.
Okay. And how many points would I need eventually?
So for a
I
class
found
skill,
somebody.
it is the level that you are acquiring.
Okay, cool.
And then for a non-class skill, it is the level you are acquiring plus 1.
Okay. Great. So I will keep my points currently until I have found somebody to teach me. Although I already have somebody to teach me, I just need him to teach me.
Correct. There is, if you are attempting to get perhaps vehicle space,
Yes, that is what I'm attempting to get.
Then yes. You have been introduced to a trainer, perhaps. Should you choose to
Indeed.
select him. But let's talk about your goals. You completed that second one, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, which is find Father Felix Valentine for I believe out that part, and get you to help them.
Demonetized.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. I had to.
It's not what? It's not bad.
I had to double take to see what you wrote there, and then I realized what it meant. So yes, absolutely, you complete that goal. Convincing Felix was not particularly difficult. You had some. You at least had some ammunition there, and I think that you used some ammunition that may not work again, kind of thing, in this particular scenario. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
Nice texture.
Thank you. I didn't quite get to the mute button fast enough.
It's fine. So I think that particular goal can net you. You also had that one for a couple weeks, so let's say 225 experience
Oh, cute.
for that goal. You now have an available slot. We'll see what you do with that. Did anyone else complete any goals?
Yep.
Oscar, let's take a look at your character sheet. So,
my only shorter term goal, which
Indeed.
was facilitate Gogo's return to racing scene.
Indeed.
That was your other goal. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that you certainly influenced that to a degree.
Oscar played sort of the enabler.
Yeah,
I think
a little
I
bit
think
for
he-
sure.
Yeah.
But it also didn't seem particularly hard because it seemed like Gogo was kind of itching to do it anyway. You just had to give the little nudge, which was subtle, and I liked it. So I think that you can get 175 experience for that one.
Oh, that's exactly 5 over how many I was hoping you would give me.
Perfect.
Oh, no, it's 15 over, which is just stellar.
Also,
Perfect.
do I need to roll for help?
You do. If you could do me a favor and roll 66. Do you have a con bonus?
No, I have a 0.
Okay. Then if you could roll 66, please, and see if it is greater than your current HP.
Big money.
That's way over what I currently have.
Hey,
Considering
that's over what I have.
considering
Like 5.
you currently have 16, that's pretty good.
Yay.
That will be helpful, I assume, in the future. So go ahead and replace
You've
20.
got 2 HP more than me, and I'm a level below.
Yeah, I roll really bad historically on this, so.
Who was it? Was it Boomer that rolled like all like 4 1s or something like that
Yeah, I think his was
on his
first, but-
HP?
Gosh, I can't remember.
Yes.
Let me look at
He
his
was at like
character sheet.
8 health at level 4.
Yeah, so he's at level 4 right now and he has 15 health.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think before that he was at like 8 health at level 3 or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I think that's a true story. So fantastic. Anybody else complete any goal?
Mine replacing the one that I completed is directly related to skill advancement.
Yeah, cool, awesome. But nothing for Forger, Dr. Fisher.
No, because we still haven't got off this planet. So
That's blame Gogo for that one.
Yeah, you know, if it's amazing how when players are awake, they're able to steer
False.
the session toward their
Lols.
own goals a little bit more effectively.
I mean,
Yeah.
my thing isn't exactly
Tell
a
me
difficult
about
one.
your
It
thing.
was-
Called
The
out.
one that I've been waiting like almost 7 weeks
Mhm.
for is deliver all the current cargo.
Yeah.
And we've
Do you think
spent-
if maybe you were conscious, you might have facilitated that goal?
I mean, You
Well-
would do all your own cool stuff, so I can hardly say no to that. But
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's okay, Will. It's okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm giving a shit. I'm waiting today for it to just be the Fisher session to like, get it all out of your system now that we've had our fun. I'm waiting for Fisher to drag us all on something dumb rather than the opposite.
I'm in for the Fisher going postal episode. That seems cool. It seems great. See how far on his rampage he can make it before being cut down or shot. So,
We'll see.
moving right along. Last time on Olympus.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hooray.
Hooray, he's awake. So when we last left our adventurers, they had Gogo had just completed winning a race. A pretty hard fought one too, I think, all things told. It definitely came down to the wire, and the final move on Gogo's part ended up allowing her an easy victory, but it certainly wasn't easy up until that point. There was some tight fixes, and definitely it was a comeback story, I think, was the important thing. We also got to see a little bit of like interpersonal stuff with Gogo about like sitting down behind the controls of a pod again. Was something of intrigue, I think. That's obviously only known to her. But there was somebody in the stands who knows you better than probably any of your party members who mayhap understood what happened there, but didn't say anything because he's a nice old man. He's also a dirty old man, yes. That is 100% true. He's basically Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z. So prior to that, we had.
Is he actually? Because Oscar's gonna need like a martial arts hookup real soon.
Yeah,
that would be
right.
that would be super convenient
Also,
for me.
conveniently, very good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, conveniently. No, unfortunately not. He is not specifically.
Well, shit. Okay.
That. But maybe I'll find a character like that for you, Oscar. Prior to that, we had finished off the conversation with Gogo's father, Felix, who somewhat reluctantly agreed to assist. Perhaps not reluctantly, being embarrassed and kind of berated by his daughter, agreed to help in whatever way that he could. And in doing so, stating that, he needed to find a crew to finish the current job because it was going to take a lot of funding. More than, and to be fair, Gogo offered to pay, and Felix pretty quickly turned that down because seeing as you're not living in a mansion, he understands that you don't have near enough money to do what this needs to be done. And so stating that he needed to finish the next job so he could get at least the interim support monetarily to do what he needs to do. Also, it's not going to be quick or easy. He will be making some of his own quote-unquote roles to try and figure out what he can do, because at the end of the day, he might be influential, but he is only one man against an entire minor faction. And, probably no more or less equipped than a sufficiently influential PC would be.
Is he our first faction asset that we've acquired, the way that this is working?
I think that, yeah, if you guys had like a legitimized faction, Felix would probably become a faction asset. Yes, that would be certainly how it works.
It's just interesting the way that you described it struck me as functioning exactly how we were going to carry that out.
Right, and that's it's a reason for that is I'm letting you know kind of the scope of things that we're dealing with here. It's not simply tell a guy to do a thing, he hacks into a computer and the thing is done. There's going to need to be some palm greasing. There's going to be like a couple of weeks of research that needs to be done, followed up by like some action that needs to be done, followed up by maybe some political or bureaucratical action. Like, yeah, there's a lot of resources.
It's no baby town frolics here.
Right, because in essence, the group of you is wanted for murder of multiple government officials. Like, it's not you forgot to pay your fine, right?
Allegedly.
They shot first.
Allegedly.
Right.
Alleged murder.
Until proven innocent in a court of Paphos, you are allegedly wanted or you're wanted for alleged murder.
They shot first. That's all I have to say about that.
Right. The brutal destruction of their docking bay door was not provocation in the slightest.
I'm glad you agree.
I think the look on Dr. Fisher's face in this moment is perhaps like that one shot from the camera of Dr. Fisher's face, like, what are you doing? Like the bug-eyed, wide-eyed, like screaming, reaching for Oscar as he's like charging out into the fucking bullet fire. That probably sums up that entire scenario quite eloquently. God, Dr. Fisher's first mission was a great one. Regret is a free action. So after handling all of that, there was I'm not gonna lie, I don't think there was much of anything but BS that occurred between then and the race. There was a lot of I think there was some RP with getting with Oha and the individuals that were back on the ship. Like getting to know them a little bit.
Hey, Chan and I got we went on a quest for salty popcorn.
Correct. Yes, there was sodium enriched popcorn that was acquired.
Well, yeah, acquired. It was depleted originally, and we fixed. You know what? I should have made that a goal.
You should have made
that should have been your goal. Yep.
I didn't have a slot, but hindsight, man.
Yep. Exactly. But yeah, there was actually some interesting things there with Chan, though, between Chan and Oscar. There was some perhaps deeper than warranted necessary conversation.
We had a good chat. Yeah.
Topped off by sodium enriched popcorn. Yeah. Or I should say sodium enriched kernels that were heated to a degree in which they expanded rapidly, causing them to almost flower in on themselves.
Wait, is like popcorn is not trademarked. Why are we dancing around it?
Because it's science fiction and nobody knows what the word popcorn actually means anymore.
No way, man. Popcorn definitely survived the scream.
Yeah, in fact, there's entire solar systems that are made out of popcorn just because of the event that occurred, right?
Yeah,
it turned planets into planet-sized pieces of popcorn.
The Cobb
Why have we
planet.
not found one of those, and why can I not eat one?
Yeah.
Right. There's corn planets. So
Oh god, everything's on a cob.
It makes
Yeah.
sense, but then there would be popcorn.
No, popcorn is, it's like fire. People are gonna figure it out again, even if they're stripped down to, you know, the bare nothingness post scream.
Yeah, totally. And then I think that there was just a lot of racing, a lot of successful racing, and then that brings us to, I think we literally left the party perhaps in the throes of post-game celebrations. And
how did we end off? I think that seems very reasonable.
No, that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you were like, all of you like lifted Go-Go onto your shoulders and went to the bar was literally the last line, I think, in the game.
Oh, right. Yes.
And so I think that probably the most appropriate place to pick up again is you're all back on the ship nursing hangovers. Right? Like that's, you don't remember what happened appropriately, so we're not going to play it out, right? Because that would be silly.
I would like to roll a save to test whether or not I'm...
You can decide whether or not you have an actual hangover, but the point is, you don't really remember between the end of the race and now, and appropriately through not RPing it.
If
We're going to play
Oscar
that.
isn't
The
if
bets
Oscar
wouldn't
isn't
have I lost.
being fed like psychoactive liquor, I think he can hold his own.
Oh man, maybe we should roleplay it to see if anybody slips any psychoactive
No.
MES infused liquor into your drinks, Oscar.
Isn't it all gone?
Yeah, we're out of that, Jordan.
Sadly.
This is the planet where it was invented by someone,
This
so
is true.
they're
And although
reasonably
Although he states he created it himself.
right. We all
Gogo
know
knows better.
Boomer steals shit from other people. Like, let's be fair.
100%.
That's how he makes most of his things. So yeah, there probably is something similar-esque floating around. Anyway, regardless.
Onward.
How much of my bet winnings do I still have?
That's
Oh,
true.
that's true. Yeah, that's right. You made a bet and won. I would say that if you wanted to deduct it, drinks are cheap. It's Thune. Nothing's really that expensive. It's just nobody else has any money. So I would say, like 100 credits if you wanted to deduct for a night out. For anyone who would indulge themselves, I think that would be an appropriate number of things to happen. Obviously, that includes Gogo's, because I assume Gogo is not buying drinks.
Correct.
Right.
She
exactly.
won. Why would she buy drinks?
Exactly. So, all's told, it's probably next time. I'm even going to move the day counter forward one day. It's the 15th of September. And it's time once again to have perhaps a crew meeting as to the next date or the next destination. It seems pretty obvious. I think everybody is intended to go complete their multi-session quest to drop off the vintage liquor.
I think there's some other stuff that we could probably take care
I mean,
of first.
I have given approximately 36 different plot hooks that are available for you guys that I am
Yeah,
fully
I
prepared
do.
to run at any time.
I have a list. But yes, for Will's sake, let's go get that taken care of.
You do you. I mean, Fisher's just here awkwardly with.
Yeah,
Ohio.
Fisher doesn't
So-
know that, like, that shiny lightning bolt is going to come down as soon as he finishes this last objective, and he's going to get that experience bonus.
Yeah.
It's only Will that knows that.
Correct. So I assume that perhaps it is easy to hand wave the fact that everybody wants to go to 0309 to drop off the liquor. Perhaps
Yeah.
we don't need a meeting for that. So if we want to just go ahead and nail it, Gogo, you guys fly out of Thune, which, as we remember, I'll bring up the little thing here. You fly out of Thune, which is the kind of sickly green planet with its nasty atmosphere and all that other fun stuff. With your pockets a little bit heavier and your pride perhaps a little bit larger. Okay,
Wait,
goodbye,
did we get
OBS.
paid?
No, but I was
Some
speaking
people make
directly of
money.
Dr. Fisher.
This was yeah,
made money.
okay.
Yeah, no, this was the charity work.
Yeah. Well, this was repaying a debt.
Right, correct. So
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I was like, I didn't think we got paid for that.
Yeah,
but-
I made some monies and Will made some monies, but
okay, we can
Correct.
move on.
Correct.
We can move on. I apologize.
So you leave the planet and you fly the 6 hours to the edge of the system so you can drill out. And Gogo, would you like to make a roll to get to 0309?
I would.
Fantastic.
I'd
Why
like
don't
to
you
make
go
it
ahead and...
a triple jump. And
You want to go? Do you want to go to 30?
308
Yeah.
to 409.
Right, to the unknown sector. Okay,
Yes.
good.
And
And then
then-
back.
Swing
Rad.
around.
Good.
And... Okay, great, lovely.
Gogo's just gonna
Well-
do some donuts in
Oh,
hey 6 minutes to the hour.
Wow.
thank God I have a reroll.
It's a good thing I
think
made
that
you
is
do this in the
literally
beginning.
That is the lowest you can roll.
I've
Yeah.
ever. That's
Yeah.
the lowest I can roll.
Gogo is feeling it.
I know Gogo's
I
still
think.
drunk as fuck.
Yeah, you're a little
Going
hurt.
on.
You're hurting a little bit, I think, maybe.
Whew.
Okay.
Jeez.
So a 9 will get you there. Jesus, that wasn't pretty. So maybe like you spin up the drive engines and you hear a right, like coming from the engine room. And then you realize that you forgot to tell Chan that you were ready to drill, so he couldn't do any of the pre-warm-up stuff. And he like comes over the comms. He's like, "Everything's okay. It's fine. I'll be ready in just a moment." And like, grabs the wrench out of the engine that was flying around or stuck to the side magnetically. And then you punch it again, go, and you make it there successfully. So let's talk a little bit about Tusser. So Tusser is
Hey, Jordan.
yes.
Before we get to Tusser, can I make a roll?
Oh well, yeah. Sorry, we have a whole like we have to like role play the whole 3 days. I'm getting ahead of myself anyway. So during the 3-day group travel to Tusser, what does everyone do? Is there anything specific that we discuss? We talk about any follow up to what happened on Thune? Perhaps any of the clock rolls we would like to make?
Two things. I would like to probably have a meeting at some point with the group. Like, so guys, we're like on our last job. We need to get a new job to make money, but we also need to figure out where we're going in general and find jobs on the way to that. So a meeting to discuss that.
Are we all at said meeting?
I would have invited everyone.
Okay. Just
And
getting
including
group-
Oha, Chan, and Stanley.
Wonderful.
Good.
If we're all there, we're gonna flash cut to that. So wait, out of character, Fortune, you are not yet aware of the stuff that happened with the disc I got. You're still in the dark about that.
Correct. I don't even think I know you got a disc.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the only person who does is Will.
Fisher? Yeah.
Well, you know that I went to get, or that Fisher, Oha, and Oscar went to go get something.
Yeah.
But I don't think we ever really talked about, because I think you were both like distracted by the pilot guy, and we didn't really.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
just kind of came back and said we're not talking about this, and then we left.
Yeah,
That's
Oscar wanted
right.
nothing to do with any aspect of that. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. I recall now.
yeah, so Oscar, when you prompt the group, Oscar says the mission that Oha, Fisher, and I went on to get information about the cause finally turned up something. I mean, minus being shot at. Well, not shot, grasped. It's not important. I got information, and I have some locations if we're interested in relic hunting, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
On that topic, why would relic hunting be helpful?
Well,
Other than
those-
finding relics and making money because you're selling relics.
Fortune, I thought that would appeal to you directly, but
Oh,
I
no,
guess
it
I have to
does.
sell this harder.
No, it does, but the fact that you're getting this information from the call it
The cause.
the
I don't
cause, yes.
much like the name either, but I have nothing else to call them.
Why would the cause want us to go find relics?
Well, to be clear, and sorry if this is interrupting, but to be clear, the cause didn't tell you where these locations are. These are just known locations by you where you might be able to find more information. Like, they want you to go investigate the giant fucking crater. Like, that's what they want you to do. But you want to go find more information about what might, maybe, possibly, I don't know, might have caused said giant crater.
Oscar is skipping some steps to try and help Fortune along without getting
Okay,
into
I'm
details.
just making
Okay.
sure, that was clear.
He's telling him what he's telling him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so what Jordan just said is completely accurate. They wanted us to go investigate. That's all the information that Oscar got.
Mhm.
And he is going off. So he had a bit of a moment where he realized that he could actually understand the information that was on this mandate,
Yeah.
this mandate schematic. And based on that, that previous session, we got a couple of locations to try and narrow the hunt down for something that could have caused what I think you saw the video, because that was with Rudolph, that big explosion.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so Fortune would be aware of, loosely, he would be aware of what Oscar's talking about.
Okay. It's been a while, so I just had to tie it all together.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, he says the whatever device caused that explosion that Rudolph was investigating. I think I was given a schematic for it, and I still don't understand. Well, I have suspicions, but I don't. It pains me to think, to acknowledge why. I could understand the mandate schematic. At any rate, we have some locations where we could go searching for this. Figured it would be a good way to prove our worth, in addition to maybe making some pocket change to feed the ship.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have anything we want to accomplish? Since it sounds like we're going to be bouncing around quite a bit. Pretty open to
There are
which
no
direction we
fewer
go.
than 7 locations we could investigate, so yes.
Anyone else?
I think Chan raises his hand.
Yes, Chan?
I have been thinking, Fortune, if it is all possible, it would be a welcoming sight to perhaps acquire some parts, different items, upgrades, I believe is the word, for the ship. Maybe if we are to be flying around a lot, it seems right, prudent, I believe.
Well, what were you looking for upgrades?
Well, I excuse me if this is beyond what I am intended to do here aboard the ship, but and he like pulls up something on his compad and kind of like slides it over, and you can see it's an advertisement for it's an advertisement for a it's actually on Fatine, and it is an advertisement for an upgraded spike drive to the ship, or to a ship.
Okay.
The model, you can tell, like, it's clear that Chan was able to decipher like most of the information. The specific model may or may not work in this freighter, but the idea is there. Like that his path is maybe upgrading the spike drive would allow us not only to move faster, but also, avoid nasties and stuff like that.
Okay.
I love avoiding nasties.
I'd probably tell Chan, I'd be like, well, we will definitely attempt to stop through Fatine and maybe see what the cost of that upgrade would be.
Good. He just remains silent.
Fortune, this may, just out of curiosity, do you know any swordsmen?
I can't say that I do. I do not.
You want to roll a culture check to see if you do?
Yeah, sure.
Throw me a bone.
Which culture would you like to roll? Because it will depend on
Yeah.
what type / alignment swordsman you might know.
Probably culture spacer, because I am relatively decently traveled through
Okay.
the sector.
Yeah, so culture
Can-
spacer is
can
going to
we,
get you.
Pool our. Can Oscar assist with that role? Can
Yeah.
we like pool our collective
Sure.
travels?
Sure.
To
Yeah, as long as you
try and
make
remember.
the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
type of roll. Yeah, sure. So do you want to try and assist him?
Yeah, I'd like to. I think
Okay.
that makes sense based
Um,
on what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to train till 3, right? So trying to train to 3 is essentially going to make you the equivalent in this world as the best in like
Pretty
the
darn
cluster,
good.
right?
Yep.
Like the best person in the cluster, which makes it kind of limited. You know, as it stands, there's basically 4 distinct clusters here,
Yeah.
which kind of limits what you need. So I think the target number, if there was one, is going to be a 9 on this one.
Okay.
Pretty high to know one that
what
can.
attribute? What attribute?
It's going to be intelligence. It's going to be
Okay.
intelligence. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, here goes nothing. No.
Okay. So
Oscar's
you
been
don't get the
scratching
plus
his
1.
head.
Yeah, and
Not
maybe that's
sure.
appropriate. Of like, you're having to ask now, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So it's
Well, I probably name 1 or 2, but I'm like, they weren't like skilled or trained. They just kind of
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
So, like,
it's
Oscar
not that
shoots him
you
down, and it's like, no,
Right.
no, I killed that guy.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So it's not that you
He
don't
wasn't that
know.
great.
It's not that you don't know anybody that would be possible for the job. It's just that the level, like, you just don't know anybody that would be able to train Oscar specifically. Like, maybe there is somebody, but like, that wouldn't work. Like, you know, they're too old. They don't train anymore, or you know, like maybe they died, or you know, maybe they're literally high up in Claris, and you're like, that's probably not a great idea.
They're gonna recognize you.
Right, yeah. So there's like there's something there. Now, Oscar, this isn't no, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Other ways
Plus,
that this
plus
can be done is
we're gonna be traveling considerably, so I think.
yeah, doing some independent research. Things like dojos are 100% a thing. So like looking for specific types of martial artists, you could absolutely find a sensei somewhere in the sector is large. But you're not going to just get one because you didn't make the roll, right? You'll have to do some
planets
research,
didn't align.
and also it may not be the best person for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There may be some friction there when you get there, but that's going to require maybe another research roll from you in a mid-flight extravaganza. That's what I'm calling these from now on.
I love it.
They're just extravaganzas.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
So